This episode is brought to you by Pentester Academy.com, the leader in online cybersecurity education. Also brought to you by Hacker Arsenal, artillery for cyber warriors. Be sure to check out our latest attack defense gadgets on hackerarsenal.com. Hey everyone, I'm sitting here with Jasper van Woudenberg. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So now, is this your first time at Hardware.io?
No, this is actually my third time. So I've been through each of the editions.
Oh, so you've seen it all from the very beginning.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm also part of the program committee as well. So I also get to see all the papers up front and make a selection of what topics I like.
Oh, nice. And how did you even get involved with the conference in the first place?
Yeah, I met Antrix a while ago. And we got talking about this conference he was doing. And I was pretty excited to be part of the program committee. So I think it's really important that we have a conference about hardware embedded security. So I was very glad to participate.
Nice, okay. And so now what do you do for a living?
So I am officially the CTO for Riscure North America. And what that means is that I basically run our pen testing and evaluation teams in our San Francisco office. But every now and then I get to twiddle myself as well on some customer projects or the research that I presented here today. So
okay, nice. And so will you just kind of walk me through what a typical day might look like for you normally?
Well, a typical day is I get up in the morning, I have my breakfast, I hop on my bicycle, I go across the Bay Area's beautiful waters. So it's a pretty good start of the day already. I know how lucky I am. But when I get to the office, there's various things that I do. So training like people that are just coming in. So, I've been in security for such a long time. So it really have a lot of insight into where people can go, get their information, give them some tips and tricks. And there's a large training component. Then there's, of course, doing things myself. So like the research we just presented was a lot of the tinkering I also did together with the team. But I got to be involved in it. That was nice. Every now and then I try to jump into our lab to also see what we're doing there. So.
And what goes on in the lab for the most part?
In the lab, yeah. What goes on in the lab stays in the lab.
Oh, it's a secret. Okay.
No, I can. So, basically we take embedded devices of our customers or chips, depending on what's going on, and try to break into them. That's really what we basically do. And then we go from anywhere from our basic hardware hacks like JTAGs or going in through SPI, flashes, all the way up to things like side channel analysis, fault injection. So we have a bunch of lasers in our lab to shoot at chips, and it's a lot of fun, yeah.
Awesome. So what made you want to get involved in cybersecurity in the first place, if you can remember?
Ooh, it wasn't called cybersecurity when I joined.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dating myself now. I was really into the puzzle of reverse engineering. So it was probably I taught myself to program at a pretty early age. But then sort of in my mid-teens, I would say, I really got into not just making programs, but also reverse engineering them and just figuring out how they work. And that's always been kind of a passion of me, is just figuring out how things work. So
you like puzzles, you like a challenge, essentially.
How did you know?
And so tell me more. I know you just did a talk recently. Yep. And so tell me a little bit about that talk. What were some of the key points?
Yeah. So the talk started with some research that I came up with over a beer about a year ago, which is when most good research topics come up. And it's actually combining the powers of symbolic execution and differential fault analysis, which are two very different fields. One deals with turning programs into equations, and the other one deals with basically injecting faults in ciphers in such a way that you can learn the key. But we came up with a hypothesis that you could use the powers of symbolic execution to come up with the equations you need to do differential fault analysis in kind of an automated way. So if you combine them, you don't have to do a lot of study into the cipher in order to come up with this new attack. So really now you just need the software code of the cipher, a few faults, and then the key comes out, rather than having to do a lot of in-depth analysis in how the cipher actually works.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
It was a lot of fun to figure that one out.
Nice. And so what do you find most interesting? What's your passion in the field? What do you find the most interesting about it?
What a question.
There's a lot, I know.
Yeah. Well, my passion, I've thought about this a bit, and I like puzzles. I like solving them, but at a more deeper level, I also just like helping people. So when I look at, the trainees I train or the customers that I help, that gives me satisfaction. Like if I get a customer product, we may find a problem in it. Next time they come around, you see that that's fixed. It's like, okay, I helped these guys out. And that's satisfying.
It's a nice feeling, right? Yeah. And so as an expert, what would you say if somebody wanted to get into this field? What's the best way to start off, would you say?
Go do it.
Just do it, Nike.
Do it. Yeah. No, seriously. So I think that the best way is to really take something, start simple, take it apart, see how it works, and then just gradually increase the complexity of what you're doing. Nowadays there's so much stuff out there that you can just play and tinker with. It's go ahead.
Just do it, essentially. Give it a shot. And, given all your years of experience, what would you say is one of the biggest growing cyber threats in today's day and age?
Yeah, I would say, we're very much on the embedded side of things. So let's restrict ourselves to that part, because obviously on the bigger picture of cyber and internet, you see a lot around ransomware and things like that on PCs, which I think current day is the biggest threat. If you extrapolate this a little bit, more and more of our lives will be driven by these embedded devices. And the state of the security right now is not that great. So I really think that when you look at these combinations, ransomware, embedded devices, I think that's really where a lot of focus needs to be put. So, looking forward, I think there's a big role to play for the industry and academia to make sure that we're a little bit ahead of the threats.
And what do you think companies can better do to start preventing these as opposed to cleaning the mess up after the fact when it's too late?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I had the magic bullet right here in my pocket.
If I wish it was that easy, right?
Yeah. No, it's really hard. The more you work with industry, the more you learn that there's such a thing as we also got to ship a product at some point in time. And that really brings difficult trade-offs in terms of, security is not the only thing. There's also functionality. There's also performance. And it's not like these companies can make an easy choice to just invest more in security and then they're done, because they're competing with another company that might not do that. So there's really a market issue almost going on in terms of security just not being a driving force in the market.
I see.
So, that's the difficult part.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jasper.
Thank you, Marty.
This episode was brought to you by Pentester Academy, the leader in online cybersecurity education. Also brought to you by Hacker Arsenal, artillery for cyber warriors. Visit us on hackerarsenal.com to check out our latest attack defense gadgets.